In this video, we will show you how to assemble your GREENWORKS chainsaw with a toolless tensioning mechanism. This guide can be followed for all units featuring this mechanism. Be advised, your unit may look slightly different, however, these instructions still apply. Warning: this video is not a substitute for reading the operator manual. For more detailed instructions and safety warnings, consult the operator manual provided. Let's get started. Unpacking. Cut the tape and open the box. Remove the packing material. Carefully lift the chainsaw out of the box and set it down. Inspect the unit and its parts to confirm that no damage has occurred. Keep the box and packing material until you have operated the product. Your chainsaw arrives fully assembled. Always check the chain tension and add oil before use. Adjusting the chain tension. Always wear gloves when working with the bar and chain. When properly tensioned, the chain should be snapped tight. This means when you pull the chain from the bottom of the bar, it should snap back into position. If the chain sags, it's too loose. The clearance between the bar and the chain when pulled should be no more than a few millimeters. If the chain cannot be freely rotated by hand, it's too tight. Loosen the chain cover by turning the chain cover knob counterclockwise. Turn the chain tension knob clockwise to increase the chain tension or counterclockwise to decrease the chain tension. When the chain is at the correct tension, retighten the chain cover knob. Be advised, new chains stretch. Be sure to check the tension often and tighten as needed. Adding bar and chain oil. The machine comes from the factory without bar and chain oil. Before each use, the unit requires oil to be added. Loosen and remove the cap from the oil tank. Pour the oil into the tank using a funnel. Monitor the amount of oil added by looking at the oil indicator. During first use, users should only fill the reservoir to roughly half full and check periodically to see if it needs to be refilled. Over time, you will become familiar with the amount of oil required for each job. Tighten the oil cap when you're done. It's a good idea to drain any excess oil after each use to avoid oil runoff. Always wear the proper safety gear when operating your chainsaw. This includes head protection, eye protection, hearing protection, chainsaw chaps or pants, and suitable footwear. Before starting your chainsaw, the power source must be connected. Insert the battery by lining up the grooves of the battery with the ridges in the compartment. Slide the battery into the compartment until it locks in place with a click. Know the controls. The lockout button is located on the left side of the trigger. The trigger is underneath the handle. Select saws come equipped with an active chain brake while others feature a static handguard. The chain brake is in front of the main handle. Chain brakes are a safety device. When the chain brake is engaged, the chain will not move. To disengage the chain brake, you must pull it towards you. Hold the chainsaw firmly with your right hand on the rear handle and the left hand on the front handle. Always keep both feet firmly positioned. If your saw has a blade cover, ensure that it is removed before starting. Press the lockout button and hold. While holding the lockout button, engage the trigger. The lockout button may be released once the saw is running. To stop the saw, release the trigger. Before starting a job, be sure to plan. Chainsaws are dangerous tools when used incorrectly, and it is important to not only know your next operating steps, but to have an escape route in case of emergency. Always use the correct saw for the task at hand. Using the wrong tool for a job can result in accidental injury and damage to the unit. Ensure that you keep the saw at full power through the entire cut. Never stand directly behind the saw in case of kickback. After use, disconnect the power source. Due to the gravity-fed auto oiling system, it is normal for unused oil to seep from the saw when not in use. To prevent seepage, we suggest emptying the oil tank after each use, then running the unit for 1 minute. When storing the saw, loosen the cap and, if applicable, lift the tab to prevent pressure building in the oil tank. To avoid emptying the tank, only add the amount of oil that you think will be needed and top it up as necessary during use. Wipe the saw with a clean cloth after use to keep it free of sawdust, dirt, and oil. Examine the machine for damaged, missing, or loose parts, such as screws, nuts, bolts, and knobs. Be sure to replace and/or tighten all necessary parts prior to your next use. When not in use, chainsaws should be stored indoors in a dry, locked location, out of the reach of children. Before putting your chainsaw away for the season, we recommend thoroughly wiping the unit with a damp cloth and wiping dry. To learn more about this product, including how to charge the batteries, operation, and general maintenance, visit our YouTube channel. Properly maintained, your GREENWORKS chainsaw will provide you with years of great service. If you have any difficulties or need replacement parts, contact us at greenworkstools.com.